It's time to put your costume on and listen to the Longcast.
And that's when I disposed of the... Oh, never mind. And welcome to the Long Con Podcast, episode 17. I am your host, Kevin, or one of three distinguished hosts. Starting here, we have Dale Kerner. He was once elected Vice President of Pepperoni Monthly. He enjoys tiptoeing through the claustrophobic hallways, the feeling of charred remains dissolving and blowing away, the taste of broken dreams. His guilty pleasures include curling up with a bucket of chicken and watching Glee, and long lines at the bank. Over here we have Nick Kelly, who is a running mate for an inanimate carbon rod. He enjoys pulling pedals off of children's big wheels, adding all of the wasabi to your sushi roll when you go to the bathroom, and whispering sweet nothings into John Wayne's ear. Guilty pleasures include putting firecrackers into kangaroo pouches when they're sleeping, and toast sprinkles. And our guest for this evening, Stephanie Kretz, voted most likely to eat Subway in space. She enjoys waxing on and waxing off. She enjoys plots involving a clown shoe and bumper car, and long walks through a war zone. Her guilty pleasures include lighting mustaches of sleeping pillows and this podcast. And I'm Kevin Bly.
Here's our host, Kevin Bly, answering questions that don't need answers and dressing in suits because it's half the fun.
And also becoming enraged when you ask, why are you wearing a suit?
Why are people asking questions? I don't know why you had such a problem with me wearing a suit, Turban Man.
Because you showed up to a t-shirt.
Sim Salabim, where's Johnny Quest? Am I the only one who thought that was funny? Really?
I think that might... Yeah.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
The Aqua is much more funny
Don't
than...
you mean you're going to host the game show that you must host somewhere?
I need a microphone for that, and I think I have one somewhere. I have it in the drawer, but I'm not going to. It's like one of the microphones that came with Dell computers in like the 1990s.
Alright, settle down.
Alright, so we're coming back from Dragon Con, or we're back from it anyway, which is like a week ago. And that's why we didn't have an August podcast. There's Steph's shoulder.
Sorry, my cat.
Oh, good. So we figured we would have more to talk about after we got back. So I took a video with my GoPro, which is over there, and I have it whenever you. Do you guys want me to show it now, or do you want to talk about it for a little bit? Or what?
Roll the video.
I know you guys have seen the video, but your podcast.
I haven't seen the video at all.
Oh, have you? So this is all new for you?
Yes, pretty much.
Alrighty, I will screen share.
I'm doing a cold cast.
Share my screen.
Now it's going to do that endless mirror thing.
No, I got it. Alright, it should be sharing now.
Nope, we just see you. Nope, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
That's a good. Trigger warning if you're afraid of heights.
Yeah, I was terrified I was going to drop my GoPro, so I was like clutching it with a death
sure
grip.
the people were above you as well. We gotta remember to talk about that.
Oh yeah, that was dumb.
Also, I just want to throw out another trigger warning. If you actually take trigger warnings seriously, I will make fun of you.
Interesting.
I'm triggered by the word trigger warning. You can't say that.
I'm triggered by people making sarcastic remarks about triggers.
The Hyatt is not the Hyatt. I always consider the biggest hotel at conventions to be the Hyatt. This is the Marriott, which is enormous.
You scared the crap out of that guy by taking a picture of him.
Oh yeah.
His deal.
I love the bubbles that came out of the eye.
Yeah. And then I like his seahorses too. He had like a chariot with tiny seahorses in the front.
I saw that guy.
Yeah.
There's the Pulse Loft.
Yep, and all four of us.
I tend to spend most of my Dragon Cons on the Pulse Loft until people throw things at us and we get herded off of it.
Like powder and beer bottles.
Yeah.
I thought that was because the floor started wobbling because idiots kept jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Because of the powder. I mean, that was probably a factor too. I think Tyler said something about being concerned about the structural integrity of the
with that many people up there, that does not look like something that's built for capacity. Because normally they have chairs and a ton of tables up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was like standing room only, and this was all Friday, and it was about as packed as Saturday last year.
Yeah.
So it's been getting pretty overblown.
Well, I think it's more they're having trouble keeping people out who aren't part of the con.
Yeah.
So they just need to come down with the badge hammer, basically.
Yeah.
Like if
I
you
think
pay
they
to
read
be
that
there,
it
you
was
can
like
go.
62,000 attendance this year or something.
I believe it. Oh yeah, the music up there is not my thing. Which was a running theme this year.
Why is
Not being your thing.
So
for this day, Bly is his normal Hellgate London costume.
well, I switched into Alistair now.
Well, yeah, but I thought you wanted to go over the costume because that each person had.
Yeah, okay, so the first day I had my Hellgate London costume, which is... I love the design of the game. The game itself was not that memorable, hence why nobody really knew what I was from. Save, like, 2 people.
And they dressed up in costume.
Yeah, well, those... Okay, it's 4 people. There was also our friend Jerry and my friend Michael, who we met at the con. He was the Grey Warden, Dale.
Mm-hmm.
The one in the plate mail who took the joining after you.
I mean, one of the 8 people.
Yeah, he's at the end. So, anyway, that was... And then I switched into Alistair because people knew me for that costume. So, that was what I wore.
We were in our Guardian stuff.
Yep. And Jerry made you a prosthetic leg.
I have that right here.
I can't see... Oh, you know what? I think it's switching back and forth between you guys in the Hangout.
No, we're just seeing your video.
No,
I
I
know.
see everybody. I see it switching
there
back
we
and
go.
forth.
You have to click on it to make
Sorry,
it.
podcast. Yeah, it's set now. So, yeah. Robert is explaining the midnight cheer that everybody had Thursday night. We were on the Pulse Loft, and then there was a countdown, and I yelled Happy New Year at the end of it.
Well, what else would you yell, really?
Exactly. I was confused, and then I'm like, oh yeah, obviously Dragon Con starts now because it's Friday. So, he was saying that he was on the 30th floor, and he still heard it when he was in his room.
I thought he was standing right next to you.
Yeah, but he was explaining it.
Was Robert even there at all?
Yeah, and this was crowded, and there were just people. Lemon grabs.
And people
Lemon grabs.
grab.
Their costumes were acceptable.
There's Robert. And
Dragon Con.
Dragon Con.
Yep.
AKA the Marriott.
A lot of
Multiple
people.
floors.
Yeah. I didn't get any footage of anywhere but like the food court outside and the Marriott. And I guess the Sheraton too.
Well, since I never leave the Marriott, that's pretty much all that I know of Dragon Con.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the most stuff happens.
We'll take Bianca.
Though I did venture over to the Westin this year and went to a panel, which I've never done before.
How was the panel?
It was good. It was an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel.
It was very
Jason
good.
Richards, Amy Acker, and Ron Glass were there because they each have small characters on that show.
Okay.
Well, Jagus Richards is kind of a big character on the show, but
Yeah.
the other ones were only in like 1 episode.
Yeah.
They talked a lot about Angel and Firefly too, so that was nice.
So Steph was happy.
Yes.
Good deal. And now we're prepping for the parade.
Mm-hmm.
It was really hot in there because there was no breeze.
Yeah.
It was nice that we had a shadow, but
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. This parade, I sort of just went through like a death march.
we didn't have a foot drop. I was surprised. I really was expecting at least someone.
That was actually one of my favorite parts of the video because you said to Brooke, you were just like, "Hey Brooke, it's time for the parade," and she just screamed at you.
Yeah. But it was like the day for that group, and she was one of the moderators, so I'm sure that is exactly what she was feeling inside.
Yeah.
This day is starting.
There's your Builderand shield.
Yep.
You just gonna deal with it?
And you, Mr. Badge,
Oh
not
yeah.
bothering to take it off.
That's because it was hot.
Steph and her platypi were dead.
It's a group of platypi called? Is it a pod or something?
A pod of platypi?
Yeah.
A group of platypi is called a spatula.
A spatula of platypi?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like potipi better.
Yeah.
A potipi of platypi.
It's a spatula of platypi.
Alright. Good to know.
I looked it up
Uh-huh.
on Wikipedia.
Uh-huh.
I will be remaking those next time I wear Merrill's.
Are you sure it wasn't Nicopedia?
Wait,
Make sure to use a lot more glue.
I like how every time Robert would talk to us, he would lift his helmet up. So
Yeah.
it reminded me of Sir Bedivere from.
Yeah, exactly. You pointed that out to me, and I couldn't unsee it the rest of the day.
What else floats in water? GoPros.
There was no creepy guy that joined us halfway through.
That's true. We did get somebody to join us halfway through, though, but it was like, hey, there's a warden that's just not in the parade. Join our group. And we kind of bullied her into her group.
Yeah, we kind of kidnapped her, so if there's an
Yeah,
Amber out there...
Afterwards, I was like, I hope whoever she was with knows where we went.
Yeah, she only had kids with her, so I'm sure they're fine.
They live in the streets of Atlanta now. There's plenty of breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
How much of the parade did you get for video-wise?
I got a lot of it. I turned on the camera, I'd say every 10 minutes.
Okay.
So there's also a lot of Adi and banter at that point.
Well, he is quite entertaining.
Yeah, right here. He was very much in character.
Did you get the part where him and I were talking about Hooters?
No,
Oh, that was...
I wish I would have.
I go, Zevron, look!
I saw the picture and it was the greatest picture because of bosoms.
I pointed it out to him. He was so excited then. And here we are stopped at the bosoms.
Okay, I looked it up. A group of platypi is called a puddle. A puddle? A puddle of platypi.
That's better than spatula. That animal.
Now I know what to call. Now I know what to call my leg guards. A puddle. They're just a puddle.
The puddle.
They may as well have been, to be honest.
So there's Addy in his leather glory.
He busted his butt to learn leatherworking and also to buff up. So that was pretty cool.
He's still very tiny man.
Yeah, he was very happy with his results though. So.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, his feet looked like they were chewed on by an alligator.
Once again, we have this modern technology called socks that he refused to use.
Okay, going back to platypi, a baby platypus is called a platypup.
Why? Get off of the internet. We're doing a podcast.
I'm sorry, I was curious.
I
And
will-
it was
The Bedivere, my liege.
it was previously stated that a baby platypus is called a puggle, and that is apparently not true.
Aw.
But it is called a platypup, which I actually like more.
That's very
That's
sad.
cute.
Alright, I put the phone away, Dale.
Not a pup.
We're just gonna have to move the internet next time we do the podcast for you. So now we're doing our photo shoot.
Yep.
That must be the rogues.
And this was the best. This
I
was
know
the best
indeed.
right here. Because Adi was like, hey, can you get the camera and film me while I go hit on Micah from Beatdown Boogie? And I'm like, absolutely. And then, so Adi started doing that. You should come back to my tent. I have some things to show you. And he's like, I don't know. You're going to have to give me some gifts first. So he totally caught on right away. It was fantastic.
I don't know what we're talking about there, but Grace and I looked sort of mischievous.
Yeah, and I was like,
Stony voice.
yeah, it was the county voice.
Oh, is that
Noah
what it
like
is?
Bly's trying to take a picture of everyone behind Nick, and he just refuses to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, look, there's things going on behind. Oh, that's nice. I want this camera.
You got to pay to take pictures of them. Free, but touching's gonna cost you. Oh god, Deadpool.
Speaking of plurals, we're trying to figure out the plural of Daenerys. So we
Daenerys.
decided that Daenerys was the correct term.
I thought there could be only one.
No, that's Highlanders.
Oh, okay. That was close enough. They love chopping off heads, so.
And then we were getting ready for the evening photo shoot.
Mhm.
There was a lot of air conditioning in there, but then we got into the pool room and we were just dead. It was like the solar still.
And we met two
Dude.
midgets.
Hobbits and dwarfs. You're a dwarf among hobbits.
No, Addie, like, introduced it. Meet the two midgets.
Adi just started getting his groove on, and then, yeah, this was the extent of my dancing for the day. Awkwardness.
So like Shepherd, basically.
Oh yeah, Dale comes in later with the shepherd shuffle.
I don't know. I like your moves.
Oh, just wait for my real moves. They're coming up.
It's where he falls over.
Oh snap!
There we go.
Oh, look at that!
And Dale wanders over and does the shepherd shuffle.
I figured it was most iconic.
Yeah. So this was the photo shoot in the. It was probably about 100 degrees in there with the humidity.
It would,
Yeah, it was. We were all sweating all of the sweat.
The thing was, they closed the skylight because it rained earlier.
Yeah, that was a problem. We had the smallest window of time to get from the Marriott or the Hyatt to the Sheraton, because as soon as we got to the Sheraton, it just started downpouring again.
I had long abandoned at this point.
I didn't even know Addie was making that face back there.
Yeah.
I was surprised how many people wanted to do the where it picks you up kind of a thing.
I want you to pick me up, but you don't want to because you won't be able to hold me up.
I don't. It's not that I don't want to. It's I know I can't at this point. I'm working for it. My max is.
Bill, you just need to like deadlift a bunch.
Don't worry. I'm working at one.
You should have just stood in the by the exit, and everybody who wants to leave has to get picked up by you. By the end of the night, you would have just been the Incredible Hulk.
What am I gonna be like Mo, where he's just tossing people out of his tavern?
Yes. And at this point, Adi was pretty much dead because he was so hungry and exhausted.
Well, at this point, we were meeting Kimberly.
Yep. Well, okay, Dale, you met Kimberly because she basically went over to talk to you, and I was standing on the side, and then Adi came up. He was like, "I'm kind of hungry."
We all met her. She just talked to me the most.
Yes, she did.
I can't deal with how sometimes the audio is syncing up with the mouths. Like, when Dale just said we all met her, it fit what Kevin's mouth was saying, so... I'm Kevin, obey me!
It's about 3 in the morning at this point. Okay, here's the Deadpool story.
Alright,
I'm assuming people can't really hear with the audio, so Nick, why don't you just tell that story, because it is the best.
Alright, I'll tell the Deadpool story. Okay, so it was Saturday night. Yes, Saturday night. And me and Steph and Brad and Grace were sitting up on the 9th floor of the Marriott. And we were like, we're going to go down to the bottom now and go over to the Hyatt. Because I think that you and Brad wanted to get those buckets.
Yes, accurate.
Okay, so we went down the elevator. First I'll tell this because this leads to that. Okay. So we walk over to the elevator bank, and there's a guy standing there. And so I'm like, hey, or whatever, I walk up, and he's like, hey, the elevators sure do take a long time around here. And I was like, yeah, there's about 1 billion people trying to use them, so it's going to be like that pretty much all weekend. And he was like, oh yeah, I just wanted to go out and get some dinner, and maybe check out some of Atlanta. And I was like, okay. And then Steph and I had a mental conversation. This is Atlanta, right? And I was like, yep, you're in Atlanta. Are you John Ratzenberger? And he was like, oh, yep, I'm that guy. So then we shook his hand and we rode down the elevator. Then we emerged from the elevator into a swarm of Deadpools. There were at least 40 of them.
Yeah, Dale and I saw them gathering, and
Oh,
it
you
was
were
a
going
lot
in a
of
big conga line.
It was a puddle of Deadpool.
yeah, the dead puddle.
A dead puddle. So we got sucked into the dead pool, and Steph got separated, and she got sucked to the right of the dead pool, and Grace was right behind me, and Brad was behind her.
I feel like I should pause the video right now.
Pause it, yeah. I'll tell this story. Okay, so Grace was behind me, and Brad was behind her, and Steph was in front of me, but she got separated by the dead pools. So I could see her through
Too many.
There were so many. And so I was like reaching my hand out to her to grab her hand to pull her back to us. But the Deadpools just kept high-fiving me. Like, I can't reach you, they're high-fiving me. Then there was a really big Deadpool that came around the corner with a lady Deadpool riding his shoulders, beating a drum, while all of them went, one of us, one of us. Or apparently one of them had like a shotgun, you know, like with a shot of vodka or whatever, and shot it into Brad's mouth when they walked by him. So that happened. We were accosted by the swarm of Deadpools.
It was fairly alarming.
It was pretty hilarious.
It was like being stuck at a train track and you didn't know when the train was ever going to end.
That is a good comparison.
Yeah.
I just like
high-fiving us.
the best part is the fact that you reached out and then they just started high-fiving you.
My favorite was the troll Deadpool that came around the corner with the girl Deadpool on top of it beating the drum.
Oh man, good. Alright, I'm gonna resume the video.
Okay.
What's that?
It's the exit button.
Yeah, so I ran into these folks, and they invited us to a party, and here's Dale doing the joining. So Varric is now a Grey Warden in this canon.
Yeah, right. Dwarves can't join. We just play along with your little human games.
Yeah,
What about if you played a Dwarven Origin?
Like I said, we play along with your little human games.
I like how you actually beat Rob to, like, you drank the rest of it before he could finish the oath.
That really was my goal. I seen him do
Yeah,
it.
no, like, he was trying to keep up with you, and he kept stumbling over his words. And then eventually he was just like, oh, whatever, I'm done. You're done.
Ta-da!
Finish it. And then, yeah, Michael actually waited like you're supposed to, in reverence.
Nope. I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I just want to point out that I did not attend the creepy Dragon Age cult party.
Yeah, we met a lot of cool people at the party.
We don't need some choir boy bringing us down.
Alright, and then this is basically what Nick, Steph, and Missy were doing all of Sunday. Right here.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. But we're just going to have to confiscate the rest of this podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
They just went around stealing everyone's stuff for like a half hour.
They did.
A half hour.
That's quote unquote tried to stop
They tried to steal my stuff for a half hour.
The best part was going up to like Marvel characters like Thor and stuff and asking if they could take their things.
Because with Thor, we went up to confiscate the Thor hammer Mjolnir, and he gave it to me, and I just fell over.
That is the way you do that.
So I was like, on second thought, we're not going to confiscate that. We're going to give it back to you.
Good.
You guys said Hail Hydra to us.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Did
I
he
mean,
hug
it
you too?
was bad. Well, Nick, tell him how he approached you because it was funny.
The shield guy? Or the other guy?
The guy at Artist Alley.
Oh, okay. Well,
Scary.
I was just walking through there, and the guy was sitting at a table, and he started like hollering and waving at me, and I came over, and he's like, "Hey, come here, come here, come here." And so I was like, and then he goes, "Hail Hydra!" And I was like, Don't you go hailing hydras around here?
We don't take kindly to those kinds.
So then I yelled at him in the Scottish accent, and he was impressed that I was.
Was that before or after loggers?
Before or after what? Loggers?
Yeah.
Before.
Max loggers.
Oh, okay.
Because it was before we met up with Missy.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that
How was the Max Loggers chocolate cake?
It was good.
Yeah, I told you.
Very good.
Yeah, I got it because of you, and it was good, and everyone tried some on my end of the table.
Mm-hmm.
I also had some sort of delicious beer that it was like a weird beer concoction, but it was really good. I don't know what it was though.
It was some weird beer. I don't remember you getting beer at all, Steph. That was dog water they poured back into a cup.
Well, I overpaid.
So, Nick, you had an interesting story regarding this podcast from Dragon Con.
Yeah, I still don't know if this is legit.
It seems like such a weird. Either she's interested or listening now and getting a little weirded out that we're talking. I don't know. All right, just explain it. Just explain it.
Either this was a joke, or one of you guys out there listening to us.
I would never do such a thing, Nick. Never.
It was. I think it was either Friday night or Thursday night. It was early in the.
It was Friday night. It wasn't Thursday night.
It was Friday. Okay, and I was on the Pulse Loft, and it wasn't. It was only it was the afternoon, so it wasn't real crowded yet. And this girl came up, and she was like, "You're Nick, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, this is a Dragon Age group person." And, a lot of them recognize me because I'm the only Sebastian, but I'm a terrible person, so I don't know everyone's name in the group.
Don't worry, you're not the only one. I know some of them, but most of them are like...
Yeah, I was like, this is probably a Dragon Age person.
Yep.
And she's like, "You're Nick from the Long Con podcast." And I was like, "What? Come on. Really?" So somebody either had this person trick me.
It seems like a Missy plot. I'll give you $20 if you go up to that guy up there just standing there and you say, "You're Nick, right? From the Long Con podcast?" I'll give you $20. And there's probably somebody, she probably is in cahoots with Dale. And Dale is on one side of the Marriott, and he had his camera phone zoomed in, and he has a picture on his phone, and Missy is in her Lady Loki stuff that she only brought specifically for that instance, and then she put away after that. And she's in the background doing her Missy pose. That is probably what happened.
How did I not think of Dale? I didn't even blame you.
I know!
He seems so convincing.
Yeah.
How you all?
How it always works. I was too busy looking for that the special Goofy or whatever that thing's called.
The Gooby.
The Goob.
Did we ever tell that story on here?
I don't think so.
We might have. There was a.
Okay, so this is Dragon Con last year, so it's appropriate. Because
I'm going to set up what the character is. This is not safe for work. But if you want to know what it is, Google Gooby Dolan meme. And then you'll see what it is. But there was a guy dressed as Gooby last year, and Missy was like, "That's so creepy." And then Dale went over.
It basically looks like a dilapidated Goofy.
Yeah, a horror.
I think it looks like a
Disney character.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Dale went up to the guy, and he's like, "Hey, she's terrified of you. Go chase her around." And he was chasing her like, and she
I've
was
never
running
seen
in circles.
run so fast.
And the whole time, Dale was just cackling.
This year, Tyler and Josh had Dolan and Gooby costumes.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they wore it on either Friday or Thursday. It was really early.
It's so creepy looking, and I wish they would not wear that.
Why? Who tricks the trickster? That's who.
Who watches the Watchmen?
No, we got other people for that.
Yeah,
We call them the NSA.
fair point.
So yeah, someone recognized me, or someone played a joke on me.
Yeah, we're not sure which because we get on average, I'd say anywhere from 60 to 100 views on any podcast video we put up. So it's like of all, and that's worldwide. So it's so weird that
Not only worldwide,
we
it's
get numbers so low, and there's somebody who randomly comes up to Nick like,
They probably wished I was you.
Watch that person only recognize Nick, and if they saw Bly or I, would have no idea.
Yeah. Well, hear that chump that's with Nick, right?
Yeah.
The Nick fangirl.
Nick's angels.
Basically. It's the Nick show starring other people.
Featuring.
No, you heard me.
Featuring.
Starring.
We're just guests. We're not even special guests.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're all a little special, but that's all.
Oh, yeah.
You were
So
special.
on the way down to Dragon Con, we encountered one of the places that became a meme within our friends from last year.
Yes. We finally went to Shoney's.
I like how I got really close to the camera for that.
Yeah, he had to. It's dramatic.
We got started.
He keeps coming back to me. He's breaking.
He's coming for Nick.
His thumbnail is terrifying. Like Brookdale.
Soon.
So yeah, we went to Shoney's. The food was better than I expected it to be, but it's it's average, I would say. But it was the meme lives on.
So much he almost exploded.
I had a lot of food. We had to get a fudgy cake on principle, Dale.
I thought you got it on a plate.
Yeah, but it was the principal plate.
Oh, okay.
Principal plate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think Nick broke.
Yeah, what's going on?
Nick is functioning at like one frame a second, maybe.
I told you, Shoney's got him. He invoked the word name too many times.
He invoked the demons of Shoney's.
I was gonna say, did you want to tell them about the homicidal semi that we had to fight off?
Why don't you? Because you were driving.
Yeah. Okay, so it started off normal. We didn't have any problems until we hit Atlanta. I don't know what it is.
Dale, once again, Atlanta City, Georgia State. We were in Georgia. It was right after Chattanooga.
All right, fine. We were in Georgia.
I don't know what it is about that stretch of road after Chattanooga and to Atlanta, but everything always wants to kill you.
Yeah. Well, basically, when we hit Georgia, I consider us being in Atlanta because we're, for all intents and purposes, almost there from our 16-hour drive. But anyways, okay. So when we were in Georgia, I don't know what it is, but the semi decided it is time to kill everyone. And I don't know if it's like the Bermuda Triangle for semis or something, but that's when they want to like jackknife and turn or something. He decided it was time to get over into our lane.
Yeah, Nick, Jess, and Steph were like they passed the semi, and the semi was like, "No turn."
And then we sped off ahead of him.
Yeah,
and
he put on his turn signal as after he started coming into our lane.
Yeah. I thought it was just a standard always swerving a little bit kind of a thing that happens, but no, he wanted that lane. And the thing is, after we got out of the lane too, he kept changing lanes very rapidly.
And almost destroyed another car.
Yeah, he cleared out like a nice 10-foot area around him from that point.
This lane is mine. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
I swear, there's something in that area. I don't know if it's the electromagnetic pulse or something that sets off in that small area, but I swear that was close enough to that 2-hour traffic jam where it stuck in last time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That was what I was referencing.
The Bermuda
Before, it was
Triangle
like the stretch of death.
Mm-hmm.
We would call it after Chattanooga. So. Squeaky chair. Squeaky chair. Nick is back. You're back to a normal frame rate.
Nick is alive. Maybe.
Ah! 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 He's divided. One is doing the alien space. Oh, there it goes.
It's a puddle of Nicks.
Nick, the one face you had was like,
What's happening?
I don't know, but you divided. It's like mitosis on the bottom.
You guys, you have to understand what this is. It's aliens.
It is
Congoers.
It's
Congoers,
Dragon
yes.
Con.
Congoers.
Aliens.
Accurate. So, did you have any other stories on that list, Nick?
Let me look at my list.
Or did you want to say anything about Shoney's because you started and then you just died?
You guys never I never couldn't hear you or see you, so I didn't realize I was dead.
You just and then it would just stutter.
The Shoney's waitress gave Dale a nickname.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mouthy.
Which is apt.
Yeah, well apt.
Good old
But
Mouthy.
It started getting annoying at the end because every 5 seconds it'd be like, yeah, Mouthy, Mouthy. And I was like, okay, you're running off your Mouthy.
Good one.
Full of people to talk anyway, so.
Yeah. Shoney's waitress trying to give us a hard time.
Came in and started bothering her. What can I say?
You don't follow me on Twitter.
Nick has an old Shoney Twitter. Where,
You mean some handsome stranger has
yeah, you should tweet. Everybody should tweet at old Shoney.
It's at Happy Bear.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's right. Old Shoney is the name you have associated.
Yeah, it's at HAPPEHBEYUH.
Apple Bear.
Apple Bear.
Just ask him questions and then he'll answer them in the Shoney's voice.
I'll answer them in the Shoney voice for you because I will ask old Shoney himself, and he will go up to that bear. He will say, "Shoney Bear, what is the answer of life?" And Shoney Bear go rah 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 rah, and old Shoney translate that, and because he know the words of the bear.
Is that because he walks in the light of the bear?
Follow that bear all the way. That's
Dale
it.
just looks done.
So, anyway, as I was saying, do you have anything else on your list, Nick? I know you had a list.
The only other thing I wanted to talk about on my list was Tyler and the traveling dick butt.
Yes. I told that story to Jen earlier today.
So, our friend Tyler made this big, I think he used insulation foam.
Yeah, it was like the pink insulation foam, and I think he gessoed it or something like that and painted it white, and then he just drew a dick butt on it.
Yeah, so he drew a dick butt on it.
Oh no! Oh no! Tony's is catching up.
Oh no.
You're dying again, Nick. Your
Nick's
internet.
dying.
Alright, so Nick.
Comcast is trying to destroy you again. That thumbnail.
Well, yep.
So, anyway, Tyler had a dick butt costume, which is basically it's a giant it must have been like 7 feet tall, and it just had an armhole, and he stuck his arm through it.
I was
And
like,
I was talking to him, and he's like, "This is really awkward." And I'm like, "Yeah, you've essentially created a giant shield where anybody can do whatever they want to your arm on the other side." Ah, Nick is talking aliens. So, to my understanding, there was a party, and Tyler just held up the dick butt, and then there were just lights behind it, and
No, that was after he released it.
Oh, okay. So essentially, he wore the costume, and then he put it in what was it, an elevator?
Yeah.
And he just set dick butt free, and he wanted it to just show up in places, and apparently that's where it showed up. It was at a party, and there's like a big explosion of lights, and in the center of the photo, there's somebody just holding up the dick butt costume. So it's this giant dick butt floating on a sea of people.
Beautiful.
Nick's thumbnail.
mm-hmm.
Aliens. Good.
Guardians.
Okay, now you're back.
He's alive.
Was that concise enough, Nick?
Yes.
Okay.
I have my exciting story.
Tell your exciting story.
Celeb. Well, so one of my best friends, Lauren, she loves Michael Hogan, aka Captain or
Colonel Ty. Colonel
I was
Ty.
like, wait, who's
Also known as General Tullius in
Captain
Skyrim.
Bailey / Colonel Ty. I was getting my Captain's and Colonel's crest.
Yeah.
And so I got an autograph with him, and then from him, and then
Do you have a picture you can screen share?
I don't know how to do that.
If you scroll over to the left of your screen, there's a little blue button or a green button with an arrow, and it says screen share. You can click on that, and then if you have the picture up in like preview or whatever, you can it'll give you the option to look at it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
That is how I showed the video.
I see.
Yes.
It might be too complicated for the moment because my computer is making very loud fan noises, so it might.
Hello, Jess.
Oh no, she says liquid.
Yep. She's threatening to kill the internet again.
Maybe
okay. Anyway.
What?
I got a touch of the crud after the con.
Oh, did you? I've got these to prevent that.
I have some of those
I've been just eating these like crazy and sleeping for like 14 hours.
Yeah.
Sorry I didn't play games last night, Dale. I kind of laid down and then was immediately out for, I think I was out for about 12 hours.
That's fine. I went and played Super Mario Brothers 3 for a while.
Really? Super Mario Brothers 3?
Yeah, my roommate and I play the drinking game for Super Mario Brothers 3, so.
Gotcha.
Jess, do you have any Dragon Con stories that you want to tell?
I didn't finish.
Well, we're waiting on your screen shared picture.
Yeah, it started to freeze everything, so I'm not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
And just
continue with your story.
Sorry.
Steph, if you send me the picture, I can put it into post.
Okay, sounds good. But yeah, so I got a picture with Michael Hogan, with Nick and me, and then I asked him, or he was like, we were like, can you say one line? And then he said the one line that I wanted him to say without even asking which was.
It's in the fracking ship.
And that was magical. So, the end. Okay.
So you got a celebrity to say a line in his voice.
Yes.
We bullied him. We strong-armed him a little.
Yeah, no doubt.
He was a sweetie patootie.
Michael Hogan doesn't seem that tall. No.
He was like a little bit taller than me, but like.
And Steph is pretty short.
I'm very short, so. I'll text you the pictures, Kevin, because that's easier.
Just send them to like my Facebook or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if it's texted to me, it's on my phone and not my computer.
Gotcha.
So, Jess, you were gonna tell stories about your Dragon Con experience.
Yeah. As everyone knows now, the secret cosplay was the Azures of Afterlife, the Asari dancers from Mass Effect. Those pictures, that was fun. I had a little bit of a disaster with that costume though, because after the first photo shoot that we did, my zipper just split in the back, so I had to run back. And luckily, I had an extra zipper and was able to fix it in time to get to the second photo shoot. But I had to walk back to the hotel with like a Hodor T-shirt on over my Asari headpiece and all that. So that was kind of funny. I was the Hodor Asari. But beyond that, I had a really good time. I didn't get to do a lot of stuff. I feel like it went by way too quickly, but a lot of the stuff I wanted to do, I never got to. So.
Yeah, me too. I missed a photo shoot with James Gunn.
Yeah, you did. I saw that today. It was posted.
Dumb. We're dumb people.
I didn't know he was going to one. I knew there was one on Sunday, and I thought it was at 11. Or no, I thought it was at 1 and it was at 11. I don't know. Karen told me the right time, and I got confused in my head.
Jess, do you want me to show a picture of your Asari stuff?
If you can find one, I don't actually have it right now.
I have one. It's actually Beatdown Boogie has it.
Oh yeah.
So that is some Asaris.
Oh yeah.
Asari dancers.
Woo-woo.
Yes. And then you were talking about the photo shoot with James Gunn.
Yeah, I missed it.
I think
I
you
didn't know-
already had that photo too.
I didn't know he was going to be there, and I could have went and wore my Will Morgan Armory helmet, and it's the best one ever made. So he would have been like, "That's the best Star-Lord helmet. Do you want to be in a Marvel movie?" And I would have went, "Yeah." And he's like, "You can be in all of them and write them with me, and we'll be best friends."
I'm sure that is exactly how it would go down.
No.
Is this the photo shoot you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Look at it. Look
No.
at it.
Shut up,
Look
Kevin.
at
Shut up. I'm going in my helmet.
it. So how hard is it to hear you when you have that helmet on?
What?
You tell me.
That's actually not that bad.
It was harder when we were in the con and it was super loud.
And all you hear is
Yeah.
Oh God, you killed Star-Lord. You bastards.
And I also couldn't tell if Nick was having fun or not because I was just leading him around as Rocket, and I was like, I don't know if he's enjoying himself. What is his expression?
Did you tell him that you need people's whatever? Because you
Yes.
should have. You should have been like, I need that man's gun.
Yes, we said every time we saw a Bucky or a Winter Soldier, we would be like, we need that guy's arm.
Yeah, good.
We need this guy's leg.
Yeah.
Everybody was really excited about the prosthetic leg. They were like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing
I
ever!"
think Nick was the most excited about the prosthetic leg.
For sure, yes,
Jerry just made it for me for no reason.
because he's magical.
Yeah. Like, I'll take my helmet off to tell this story. Okay, so we got there on Thursday night to the group meet up in the Marriott where we were just going to meet up with the people that we hang out with. And I went up to Jerry and he's like, "Hey Nick, I made you something." And he gave me this dude's leg. Just made it for me. It's got lights on it.
I know I have a picture somewhere. Here. I will screen share it in just a sec. There. That is the leg. And then there was also that picture with the leg was the first one we took.
Yep.
So
It's actually
that was the thing.
as a prosthetic leg.
Mm-hmm. So, Dale, did you have any fun Dragon Con stories?
Well, we met a bunch of BioWare people. Did you want to say that?
I don't know if we met a bunch. I know we met one.
Well, I mean, we met Kimberly. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking Dragon Age. I'm sorry.
I said, yeah. And then we met, I forget her name, but she's an editor at BioWare, so that was...
What was it?
And then we met, and then Rana was there as well, so...
Yeah, and then Mark Meir.
Yeah, so there's a ton of people we met.
Yeah. Should we tell the Rana story?
It's always really weird when Mark Meir puts his Shepard armor on because he's the voice of Commander Shepard. So
is that
You
really
can
weird
talk-
when Rana puts the Asari?
well, she's not the voice actress for Samara. She's the face model. So it's cool because she looks identical because she's supposed to. But Mark is like, I mean, you can customize Shepard. You can't
Right.
customize Samara.
I have a Rana story.
Okay, tell your Rana story then.
So me and Steph went down to the bottom floor of the Marriott, and we were walking down there, and Rana and Mark were over by one of the pillars, and there was like people in line taking pictures with them, and I didn't see them there. This is the most important part of the story, is I did not know that Rana and Mark were even standing there. Neither one of us did. And then there's this guy that was like telling us that we couldn't skip in line. We were like, what? And then we looked, and they were in line to get like pictures with Rana and Mark. And I was like, okay, I wasn't trying to cut in line, buddy. I didn't even know you were in line. And then Rana saw me, and she went, Nick! And she ran over and gave me a hug. And so I looked at that guy like this over my shoulder. So then we got pictures first.
Bam.
You should have came to the.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dale got to hang out with her too.
Yeah. They got a little drunk and were being funny in the bathtub, so we had this funny. I have this funny picture on my phone.
You should specify that it was an empty bathtub and they were clothed, Dale.
Well, they were still in their sorry dancer costumes and everything. I didn't say it was a sexy. I said it was funny. There's a difference. And so one of the friends was. I got a picture of her going up behind like this. It looks like she's doing quotation marks and not the bunny ears behind. So the joke I was making is there are sorry dances because they're just really drunk and it was really giggly kind of a thing.
Excellent.
They had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. She made us look like badasses in front of those nerds.
They're gonna find you now, Nick.
Yeah.
That's who's messing with your internet connection.
They're gonna write an angry blog post about you.
That's fine. Oh, like Tyler? This guy wrote this big long thing about the dick butt and how it was annoying and not funny.
Okay.
It was hilarious. The guy was like so butthurt about Tyler having fun.
He was dick butthurt.
Yeah, he was dick butthurt.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, 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 oh. Okay, uncomfortable silence of the camera. It's just like lingering on me.
Is that photo shoot possibly?
No.
Doing one? We were thinking about maybe getting some people together and doing a photo shoot for costumes soonish. If anyone's interested.
Like what? What costumes?
Just whatever you want.
If you want more pictures of your costumes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Where at?
I have a very fancy camera. Someone will take pictures with it. I will also take pictures with it.
I have a fancy camera too.
Sweet.
It is the cheap end of fancy cameras.
I have a DSLR, so.
Yeah, so do I. Because I don't want to specify, because Ron will be like, because I know he watches this. Like, T2I. Here's my burger. And he pulls out like I think he was selling his 70 something else, so.
Well,
Just-
Mom lives over
I'm
here.
not like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get in on that, so.
It was just an idea, since we don't have any conventions coming up, so think about that.
I wouldn't mind like taking pictures in the snow, because I've never done that before.
Well, I also was thinking, because, soon the leaves will be changing colors, it'll be,
That would be cool to do, yeah.
so,
We could probably all trek up to my parents' house, because there's like a quarry with a bunch of trees that got like woods. So that would be an option too.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Because then you could go out in the woods and there wouldn't be a whole lot of people there. There'd be like one guy riding his bike, like, what the heck is going on? And he would keep riding, and that would be it. So I haven't been to that quarry in a while, though. They might like require things.
you might need to scout that out.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but that would be a thing, because I used to just walk over there all the time when my dog was still alive. We would go walk the path. So,
Otherwise, we can use the Landon Park.
which one?
Landon Park. It also has a forest behind it as well.
Which one is Landon Park?
The one on Landon Road in Landon.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the one where we used to have our LAN parties?
No, that's
Okay.
that's
Because I'm like, that's the same park I'm talking about.
no.
This is the other end of it.
Another one.
Okay. So, I don't know, but it's an option.
Okay.
So, I'm just looking forward to not having to worry about costumes for a bit.
We better start worrying, Kevin, because you have a convention tomorrow.
What? On a Monday?
Yep, Monday Con.
Madness.
Well, that's all I got.
Are we getting a sponsorship from Easy Mac, by the way?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, because Dale has Easy Mac on his shelf every time.
It's really blatant. Blatant.
Yeah, the advertising I will do.
It was Easy Mac for 4 years. It's just a box to hold crap.
Yeah, I just picture Dale pulling a gun. You guys, I just want to say this. This podcast is brought to you by Easy Mac. And then you have some little blurb to say.
Mm-hmm. So
And then
easy to apply.
somebody will try to do this to you out at the side, but nobody is actually there, so that would kind of be terrifying if you didn't see that. So there's just a disembodied hand doing this. Yeah.
Alright.
I've been secretly advertising for Geek Outlet on Etsy, which is my friend Leah and Charlie's Etsy store, because they gave me this little awesome mix necklace, and I was wearing it.
It's so blurry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I can't read Awesome Mix on there at all.
Well, I can.
They should worry about the fidelity. I'm just joking.
And also this Will Morgan helmet from WMArmory.com.
Who also made this right here.
Oh, yeah, yep. And also the dagger that Jess is going to get right now, which he's selling on his site.
And he can't sell the Star-Lord helmets.
Skyrim Dragon Priest daggers.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
So,
sorry.
sorry.
Not to me, I'll go there.
You know what he should, if he's got the helmets, he should just be like, buy this piece of paper and get a free helmet.
So yeah, commissions. I had my shield, but it's over there, off camera. That was done by Bill. He's cool. He's a shopmate for Will. Or rather, Will is his shopmate.
Let's mention what Harrison did this year.
Yeah. So that was great. I'm gonna get the video,
Okay.
so you can start to talk about it.
All right. Well, last year Harrison at Vulpin Props made camouflage that looked exactly like the Marriott carpet, and he got a cease and desist from the company that sold the carpet, and because he had put the pattern up on Spoonflower, so he was like, "All right, I won't sell it then." So he gave it away, and then this year there was a bunch, like an army of people in Marriott carpet clothing.
And in addition to that, he made what he's calling the Marriott Chariot.
Yeah, the Marriott Chariot is the best thing ever.
And I'm going to screen share it right now.
Yes.
Because it's pretty awesome. So he had this drag race with the Ninja Turtles van.
I think he also drag raced with the Luigi Death Star guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that video too, but so that is fun stuff to do with that. What else? So this was I like this picture personally.
Yeah.
He was just doing wheelies the whole weekend.
No, my favorite one is the Superman one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me see if I can find that.
You can't.
What?
What?
I will find it.
Oh.
I will find him.
Yeah, that's his Dragon Age stuff.
You can have commissions
yeah,
though. I
but
think I want to get my coat commissioned at some point for Barrett because I need a better one.
yeah.
Dale, for that, I would
next
say
one
either
over?
Dawn or Josh.
Are they going to be able to do the the dagger and the quiver on the back?
I'd say,
Are you kidding?
What?
Don and Josh's craftsmanship is ridiculous. They can do anything.
yeah.
So this was the group that they had this year with the floor camo, and last year it was just him and. Do you know who the other person was?
Last year?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I just saw Harrison.
So, and then you're like, okay, that's interesting, but then you actually see it from above, and it's ridiculous.
Yep.
Because they just blend right in, pretty much. Where was that Superman picture?
You just went by it.
Oh, right there. That is, yeah, I agree with Dale. That is like my favorite picture of that thing. So good, and his reaction, just his face, good.
Oh, okay. His face. That's where you look for the reaction. Okay.
Yes. So that was a fun thing.
You're still missing one other fun thing to mention.
Were you talking about the thing that fell?
I still have one more
No,
story.
I said fun thing. I didn't say threatening.
Yeah. fun thing.
Go ahead and talk about the thing that fell, since you brought that up already.
Okay, so some jerkwad decided that this was, I think, was it Saturday or was it Sunday?
It was Saturday. No, it was Saturday because
Okay, most crowded day.
later in the day, because you, me, and Cammy were standing around.
Yeah. So it was like busy on Saturday, to say the least, and we're just standing on the bridge trying to find like air conditioning, and it was blowing on us, and some guy just decides to lob some glass over one of the higher up floors of the Marriott. So there was glass raining down on people. So that was pretty terrifying because that could have killed somebody.
It came pretty close to hitting a group of people who were taking a shot.
So we're standing there, and there's like people screaming and running away, which is never a good thing in a crowded area.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, guys, we're gonna go over here, and then we just kind of watched people, and then we watched people, rush back in. It was just not a fun situation you want to be in.
Apparently, Ethan has followed us.
Yeah. Speaking of fun situations, though, Dale.
Oh, okay.
What was the fun situation you wanted?
There was a really good war machine that was at the con.
Yeah, that story. Now I remember.
So, well,
was that Thursday night or was that Friday night?
That I believe was no, that had to have been Thursday night because you and I weren't in costume at all. We were just standing around talking.
Well, we just decided to hang out in the Marriott and walk around. We were on the upper floor and we were looking down, and it was by the Starbucks, right?
No, we were just standing by the escalators.
Were we? I thought we were up a floor looking down.
No, we were just standing by the escalators.
All right, so
they were by the entrance.
You remember it better than I do, apparently. I just remember the punchline.
So, anyways, we're watching, and this war machine comes by, a war machine from Iron Man, and there was a bunch of Mandalorians from Star Wars there, just standing there taking a photo shoot. So the war machine goes up to him as he's walking by. He goes, "Oh no, Mandalorians! Pew 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 pew!" As he pretends to shoot them, and he walks off.
It was stupid enough that Dale and I could not stop laughing. It was just like, I don't know. It was dumb. It was dumb but funny.
Threatening ever.
Yeah.
I was reminded of another story that I was going to tell.
Okay.
When we got to, we did, which is our new tradition, is on the way back we stay at the Cosplay for Us All house with...
I know what you're talking about. It's
Wendy.
the first thing on your list, dude!
Yeah, I know. I wanted to save it because it was the end, I didn't want to read it first.
Okay.
So we went there and we were hanging out and we got a bunch of pizza and it was fun. And we went to bed. So... we were on the air mattress up top. And
we went to bed. Good one.
Middle of the night.
Why were we laughing yet? And then we went to bed.
Because you know what's happening.
I know what's coming up.
Oh, okay.
Quiet.
I heard it too.
Here's the thing.
Right?
Yeah, I passed out immediately. We ate pizza, and as soon as Nick started passing out and I was passing out, Nick put his head over here, and I was just done.
Yeah, I was
and then they have a picture of me
Jess and I had to make sure you didn't die over there.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, Nick, go.
Okay, so we went to bed because we were all exhausted. And somewhere in the middle of the night, and this was also heard by Steph and Dale, and I woke up because two of the cats were fighting or something next to my head. And so
the Murphys have 8 cats, right?
What?
Yeah, they have 8 cats. Yeah,
they have 8 cats. It's just a zoo of cats.
So two of them were fighting by my head, and it was I heard that and I woke up and I was like, "What the hell?" So, and then I was on an air mattress.
It's pitch black at that point, right?
Yeah, pitch black.
Yeah, it was the middle of the night when this.
I woke up on the air mattress, and I'm not used to air mattresses, so I was like, "Why am I floating?" And the table that they have the Zero head, the Zero Borderlands Zero helmet on,
It looks like an alien.
It was like an alien, like a big, tall, gray alien was standing over me in the middle of the night. So it was like this big alien thing going.
You were being lifted into the air.
And I was sitting there floating, so I was like, alien! So that was the last night of Dragon Con.
Yep.
And what about the morning when Kevin invented a new voice?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So it's one a year, I guess, because the Shoney's voice was created last year, and then I created another cat voice this year. They have a cat that always wants to get, like, when it gets out, doesn't it just spray?
Yeah.
So they keep it in it's got like a room, it has like litter boxes and stuff like that and toys, and that's where the bad cats go for their time out, I guess. And this one cat, and it's like the big cat, and it always wants to get out, so it's always like meow, 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 doing its thing. And Wendy was telling us that the other cats don't like him because he just likes to snuggle up to him, or he likes to snuggle up to them and put his arm around them, but he's like a gigantic cat, and they're all like smaller cats. So at that point, Nick was eating like Reese's Pieces or something like that. I just put my arm around him like, so Nick, let me tell you about my day. First, I took a dump in the litter box, and it was pretty good. And then I got some food, and it was like that frisky stuff. None of that Purina stuff. That stuff was garbage. So I was feeling pretty good, and then I decided, that big tower thing, I'm gonna get up to the top of that, and I'm gonna look out the window. That was the voice.
It was pretty funny. I was dying.
Yeah, he was. And the more I did it, the more he laughed. So that, of course, encouraged me to do it more.
Good times.
Yeah, and that was the extent of the voice since that we were at their house. So it is a voice that has gone.
It's not as prolific as the Shoney's voice.
No, it isn't.
But it was still funny.
We texted the Shoney's voice.
He did, Chad.
Yes.
He did, Silver Black.
Right. So we're about at an hour. Do we want to keep going, or do we?
Yeah, I want Steph to tell us what she thinks of being at the Dragon Con.
Oh yeah, Steph. I'm sorry, Steph. You need to tell us because it was your first Dragon Con. So
Yes, it was.
tell us how overwhelming it was, or how underwhelming it was, based on what we led you to believe.
It was very overwhelming, but it was fun. I had my most fun on Sunday because I think I was finally used to everything and knew where I was going and stuff. I think because Saturday I was so exhausted from getting up so early for the parade and everything. But yeah, it was really fun, and it'll be more fun next year because it won't be as scary.
And we have a room at the Hyatt next year, correct?
Yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you, Wendy. How
save
you
a
managed
lot
to secure not one but 2 rooms, we will never know.
I think Jay was working the computer aspect, and Wendy was on the phone line, and they have a Hyatt preferred card or something.
Okay.
We were able to get it through.
Well, that's sweet. So.
But yeah, it was lots of fun, and I'm excited to go back next year. So.
Welcome to the Dragon Con group.
Yes.
But for some reason, you guys loved my explanation on the dealer's room.
Yes.
Out of our room.
Yeah, Dill.
I quoted it at least 20 times since I heard it.
I don't remember the lead up to it, but we were just talking about the dealer's room and like how it was so far away or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then Dale, you described the dealer's room as.
No, you go ahead and say it. It's better.
No, it's gonna come out of your mouth.
So what Dale said in the most apt description of something I've ever heard in my life, said of the Dragon Con dealer's room. I was there once. It was uninspiring.
I don't know why I decided I was gonna laugh so much, but it was really funny coming out of Dale.
I really thought
it was just like it was uninspiring.
I really thought someone else made a funnier joke, and you guys were laughing at that. No one was paying attention to me.
It was perfect.
Yeah, and it really is. It's like any other dealer's room at a convention,
but smaller.
It's just about 30 times more packed.
And it's a lot smaller too. It is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But then again, we're not going to Dragon Con because of the vendors.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's just the people. There's a lot of people and a lot of costumes and a lot of good costumes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, I've learned my lesson with choosing my costumes. I'm going to choose things that have less clothing next time.
not more clothing?
Less clothing.
Is it because of the heat or?
It was super hot, yeah. I was
Okay.
sweltering the whole time.
Well, a pool of platypi will do that to you.
It's true.
A puddle.
A puddle, yes.
Yeah,
A puddle
and
of pool.
you're
No.
telling that to people who had full body costumes, had a leather jacket and a wig, where the only
wigs and
breathability is
jackets
right
and-
here.
I had wigs and jackets and
You had a barista vest.
not for Meryl.
And you took off your puddle early, so I mean, you
Not
know.
for Meryl. I'm not talking about Meryl. I'm talking about like Rose. I had a hoodie and a jacket on,
Oh, okay.
and
I thought you were talking about Meryl. I'm like, come on.
well, Meryl was
That's
a little warm. She
breather-
had a scarf
that's
and fur
breathable.
on and
Yeah.
a whole bodysuit.
But you had a wig for that, so
Yeah, I
that's
had
what
a
I thought you
wig.
were
Yeah,
talking
so it
about.
was hot. It's the wigs that are really killer. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll agree.
And you were also in sandals. Enchantment.
I like whenever your text message noise would go off inappropriately.
I will do the thing right now. I have to turn it off of silent. So my text message sound is from Dragon Age because I was Alistair, so I was like, it's got to be appropriate. So this is my text message sound. Let me crank it. Okay, thanks, Dale.
Break it down.
He double chantmented it. So we'd be talking about something serious, and then at like the perfect time, it would be like, all right, I'm gonna put this back on silent.
I'm just hitting keys and sending them.
Yeah. Will, what? Did you try to say lol?
Nope. Just your fingers are too fat to order a special dialing wand.
Please batch keypad now. There's no time.
Anybody?
So-
Else? Anything else?
No.
Did anyone else witness Kevin having fights in his sleep?
Whoa, what? This is the first time I'm hearing this.
I didn't tell you.
I
No.
I thought
know.
we got cheese.
Don't everybody talk at once.
I think it was a Sunday morning, possibly
Okay.
Monday morning. I don't remember, but it was like after the brunt of the con was over.
It
Okay,
was
so
Monday
we're
morning.
massively sleep deprived.
Yeah, okay. But the first thing was when I walked into the room when I had my zipper problem, and you were laying on the bed in your full Alistair stuff, just like on your bed.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
This was the first part, okay? And he was just laying there, and I said, Kevin, are you okay?
Yeah,
And
basically what had happened is it was after the photo shoot, and Dale and I came back to the room. I think it was after the photo shoot. Anyway, I decided to take off my belt with my hip armor and all that stuff, waist armor, and I just laid down and I passed out for like an hour because I was that exhausted. So then you came in. Oh, Dale's got a picture of. So that's me just passed out on the bed.
Yep.
Without my tassets and codpiece and.
Honestly, I'm like, you should sleep for a little bit. He's like, I'm not gonna sleep in my armor.
And then I laid down and did exactly what I said I wouldn't.
Less than 2 minutes later, this happened.
Yeah, it was instant. I'd imagine. I ate some M&Ms and that was it.
Okay, but what happened after that was like the next morning or the morning after that, when everyone was still kind of like recovering and sleeping. No one else was really awake, I think, except for Nick. And I like leaned over because I heard like a weird noise, and I looked down at you, and you were just laying there with like the blanket like up to here, and you were like. And then like you calmed down for about like 5 minutes. And then like I heard it again. I looked back and you were like doing it again, like something was getting you in your sleep.
See, I thought you were talking about last year, because last year he did it where like he was chasing something, because his like little it was going like this while he was sleeping.
He was afraid of that happened.
What?
were you fighting anything in your sleep?
I don't remember my dreams most of the time. Should I tell the dream that I had a while ago? The Arnold Schwarzenegger dream? I don't think I've ever told that on the podcast.
I feel like you have, but if you want to, that's fine.
I don't think I ever have. So,
Kevin has vivid dreams.
Yeah. So I never really remember my dreams. But when I do, they're weird or just boring and uninspiring. So,
I was there once.
but yeah, the weirdest dream I had was this was like 3 years ago, was it, Nick?
Yeah, because I still worked at.
I remember I was on my way to work when I tried calling you, and I remember I was passing the J.C. Penney's 45.
It had to be 2010 or earlier because I still worked at Paul Founders.
All right.
Okay, well, the time frame
Anyway.
does not matter for this.
Yeah. Okay, so we were getting ready for Anime Central, and we all had our costumes and stuff like that, and we got to Anime Central, or ACEN, and all of you guys just ditched me instantaneously.
So
like, somebody just snapped a finger, I looked down at something, and I looked back up, and you were just all scattered. Like, you all went in different directions, like, let's just ditch Kevin. So I was like, what the hell? So I'm, like, looking for my friends, and then I see, like, this big dude, like, off to the side, and he's dressed as Captain Planet. And I'm like, he starts coming my way. I'm like, oh my god, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is dressed as Captain Planet, and he comes over to me, and this was back in 2000. It must have been 2011, Nick.
I didn't work there anymore, and I know I heard that voicemail in that driveway.
But I had my head shaved for soap at that point because that's relevant. Anyway. So I had my head shaved for soap, and I had to wear a wig. So he comes up to me, and he's like, why did you shave your hair? And I'm like, I needed it for a costume. And he's like, they should pay you. They should not pay you. And then he just walked away, and it was the weirdest thing. So for some reason, in weird dream logic, it was all assumed that there was a thing called the movie, and it was actually a play, and we were all just supposed to go to it like some weird cult. So at some point, all of us start... No, Dale. My phone's on silent.
I didn't...
Yeah. Dale Kerner, it's on my phone.
That I sent like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, well, that was 10 minutes ago. So we're all wandering through the movie, and we sit down, and it's just like this big amphitheater, and like for some reason the stage is off to the left and not the center. And I'm like, well, okay. So I look down in front of me, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's with his ex-wife now, whatever, Maria. And I think it was like the 5th row or something like that. There's Seth Green, and I remember Missy had some thing with Seth Green. I don't know what it was. But anyway, he looked like there was some movie where he was young and he had like a beret. It was like this ugly red beret, and I can't remember what the movie was, but he looked like that, and I don't know why. And I think it was because I saw the review that the Nostalgia Critic did like right before that, so it was like that was the last image of Seth Green I had in my head, and I'm like, I need to take a picture of this for Missy. And I was trying to take a picture, but every time I like hit the camera button on my phone, it would call Dale. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna outsmart my phone, and I hit 5, which was speed dial for Dale, and it still called Dale. So I don't know if that had something to do with it. So I got frustrated, and then I realized that on the stage, all of the actors were like strung up like puppets, but they were still acting. They were all acting like this.
Marionettes.
So I said, yeah, like marionettes, but they were still like actual people. And the instant I thought, this is weird, I was just teleported out to the lobby. Like that was a no-no or something. And it was like some old-timey Western bar looking thing, and there were like photos of that on the wall. And for some reason there was a picture of me in my Alistair gear on that, and then I instantly woke up at that point, and I was really confused.
So, Kevin, is this going to be animated in the Long Con Animated Adventures?
No. Unless you want to get Jordan Swears to do it.
I'll
If you do, by all means.
I'll tweet him.
Yeah, he'll be like, these people are really weird. So that was my con dream. And now that I said it, it's like that's less funny than I remember it. But Arnold Schwarzenegger.
They should pay you.
They should don't pay you. So I photoshopped Arnold Schwarzenegger as Captain Planet once.
Long story short.
It had to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody paid me.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too. Uncomfortably long silence.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can talk about it next year, but like next month, but like what costumes we're planning on working on.
I still kind of want to do a Titanfall group, or at least a Titanfall costume. So, Dale, I don't know if you want to get in on that, but I know Adi still wants to. So,
the thing is, are you going to focus on your Hellgate, or are you going to focus on the Titanfall?
I can focus on because like the Hellgate armor itself, other than the chest piece, everything else is kind of good, or at least I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the hood. I just need to redo all of that, and then especially the goggles, and then the chest piece. I think I need to redo. But other than that, it's yeah. So that is that's the Titanfall costume is easily stored. I would think it's not really that much stuff.
Okay.
So I can keep track of that. Whereas like a big bulky suit of plate mail would be a different story.
Yeah. No, I understand.
So I already have like a stack of bins in my basement that is full. Other than that, I don't know.
Nick's making a
Want
costume.
to upgrade that? He's making a costume for you.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm finding the materials.
Okay.
By C2E2, I hope to have my long trench coat for Star-Lord, so I want to make Dale into Drax.
Drax the Dale Destroyer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the next time I have to rake the leaves, I'll finish making Bly's costume.
Every time I sleep, they're going to glue another stick to me.
Maybe that's who he's fighting, is us in the dream.
Do you guys really want to hear, oh, I'm Groot?
No, you're not going to be able to talk. We're going to put sticks in your mouth.
Yeah. That's why you're call for help.
Dale, gentlemen?
Mental gin?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for C2E2, I want to do the Guardians group again, and then we're going to do our Buffy group, and we're going to do Parks and Recreation.
I kind of want to be Soap again.
Well, if you want to be Soap, we'll knock you out, and then we'll make you...
That requires me shaving my mohawk, or shaving my hair into a mohawk, so if I'm Soap, I can't be Alistair, which is fine by me for like one con, but it's gonna come back by August. Because I feel like I would be lynched if I didn't bring Alistair in some facet to Dragon Con.
Now I think you should be Soap.
Yeah, so...
I'll just wear a helmet.
Soap. But I think I want to really redo Eric and everything.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, I want to redo this. I gotta, again, like a broken record, gotta get into contact with Robert and go to his place, and he'll help me get on the right track for leatherworking. But
so yeah. Speaking of which, I don't really so fed up at work now that whenever we have meetings, I start doodling diagrams for a new Bianca. So I think I have the mechanism planned out for what I'm going to use for her for the next time.
sweet.
Because remember when he pulls the lever, and then Bianca closes? I think I have that worked out now.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
You don't need the hinges to flip open like some people have.
Oh, well, I mean...
I've seen that in several different Bianca iterations that people have had, where it's hinged. Like, they have door hinges, they just pop them out, or whatever.
Well, that's what mine has.
You want yours to pop out and then get retracted. Theirs just kind of, like, it's just limp, and they just put them out there, and then put them back.
I use door hinges as well, but I have springs and...
Yeah, I'm saying they don't have springs.
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
Other Variks, you all suck. We're acts together.
So says Alistair.
Yeah. Alistair has decreed it.
Bark, bark, bark.
Bark? What?
Senator Bark has agreed.
Oh,
Senator Bark.
maybe you should put the suit on there instead of Alistair's armor.
I am not a crook.
Arr.
So anyway, Jess, Steph, costumes for next year, C2E2. I'm assuming that's the next con we're all going to.
Major.
Yeah.
Are you planning on being Meryl anymore, Steph, or are you done with
Yeah, I'm gonna remake the leg things, and I'll be Meryl again. I have a better method in mind now, so.
It's alright, Steph hates the staff I gave her.
Get your puddles in order.
Staff is in my car.
Along with the signature or something.
Yeah, he's holding it hostage.
Yep.
She couldn't care more about this stuff.
I like the staff.
Uh-huh.
Dale made her staff, if anybody's wondering.
Yes, it is awesome, despite what he thinks.
I'm very critical of my own jobs. Steph's got to help me get the new wig, though. That's what she promised.
I will do that.
Yeah, you definitely need a new wig. That one is fluorescent. Despite our efforts to try to dye it, it just didn't want to dye.
That's also where we
That's
Go ahead.
where we got the what?
got the bathroom story from.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you like to tell that one, so tell it if you want.
Well, I've already been told on here.
Oh, well, never mind then. Okay. So, Meryl, Jess, you said what?
Hopefully I'll be able to get my Galadriel stuff
Okay,
done.
that is what I thought you said, but it was broken up because of my big dumb face saying something.
And
I apologize.
and possibly the Jessica Rabbit thing.
Oh, yeah, Dale, you got to do that.
Stop giving things away.
Well, Jess just said, and then I said,
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah, I'm going to try to beat Eddie, because I'm the only one who's fat enough.
Eddie was cool, though. And Dale was
He
cool.
wasn't cool. Don't make it sound like fat people can't be cool. Why? That's just mean. That's fat shaming.
John Belushi. End story.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Why
gotta do
don't you
that.
get the Blues Brother?
Jake and Elwood Blues.
Yeah.
We're on a mission from Gad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still haven't seen that yet, have you?
Nope.
You
Still
better
haven't
go and
seen it.
watch that.
They teleport from the Hone Bridge in Milwaukee to Chicago.
It's okay. A wizard did it.
Yeah.
I told you, I'm not Barrick, I'm Dale.
That's a Simpsons reference. I get that reference.
Good for you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Woo! You want to set the record straight on the elephants again?
Oh yeah. Just I heard people talking about this. It was very serious business. There's a lot of misinformation going around in the world. In the Lord of the Rings, the Easterlings never show up at Minas Tirith. The Easterlings are not the ones with the Oliphants. Those are the Haradrim. They come from Harad in the south. The Easterlings come from the east, hence Easterling. No one ever tell me again that the Easterlings are the ones with the Oliphants. And if you do, I'm going to get you.
I don't even know what the hell's going on.
You can go through that movie. There is no Easterlings at Minas Tirith. They come in the second movie. It's a big to-do. Sam and Frodo are hiding under their cloaks, and they look like rocks. And the Easterlings are like, what are these, some rocks? And then they go into Mordor, and they never come out. Where are they?
So,
If
Nick,
you've seen any Easterlings, email us at thelongconpodcast@gmail.com.
it's a lie. It's at yahoo.com.
What?
I would be happy to get any email on our email. we get stuff from iTunes, and we get stuff from Podomatic, and we get stuff from YouTube saying our thing is posted. That is it. I think Robert emailed us once. Robert, you hold the record for most emails given to us by fans.
Now he's just going to send you one a week so he holds that position.
All right. Well, if you see any Easterlings, email me the timestamp from the movie.
So speaking of Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor is coming out at the end of the month. How well versed are you in Lord of the Rings lore, Nick?
I read the Silmarillion, so a lot.
All right, because apparently they're really, really true to the lore, which is cool. So I'm assuming you've seen that on the Rooster Teeth podcast, or the Patch, I think it was.
I haven't listened to the Patch and the.
Oh, they talk about it, and I'm like, I'm kind of excited for this, even though I'm not very well versed in Lord of the Rings lore.
Yeah,
beyond, the movies.
I'm like 3 weeks behind on all Rooster Teeth podcasts.
I mean, I've got 2 of the 3 books. I picked these up after I saw the first Lord of the Rings. So I've actually read some of the books, but I haven't read anything beyond that. So get in there, books.
No.
Alright, should we call it? Kevin looks like he has a bar mitzvah to get to.
I thought we were going to have a final Jeopardy question round.
Okay, so I have a question for you guys if you want to answer it.
Oh,
okay. We're supposed to do the question. We're supposed to go through the answer.
This was most random, and it came from I follow Elton Brown on anybody who knows.
Oh, that's right.
Like, yeah. So Elton Brown asked or posted this earlier to his Facebook page that food is a coat of arms in the South. If you could create a food coat of arms, what would it include, no matter where you live? Dale? If you had a coat of arms and it had to deal with food, what would it be?
Pizza and strawberries?
Yeah, I can see Dale's.
Okay, wait, but it has to have, I'm just putting this law on here, it has to have a catchphrase. Or would that be your catchphrase? It's literally pizza and strawberries, and your catchphrase pizza and strawberries.
That's an E in the middle made out of ribs.
Yeah. So you don't have like a Latin phrase?
No.
Well, this can be our homework assignment. We'll all draw one.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you next time.
All right. I like this. So homework for next time. Steph, you're included. We'll show yours if you're not a guest next time. Food coat of arms, and it has to have a catchphrase.
Here's my answer.
Is Godzilla? What? Why do you have that?
Who did it? When did you make that?
I made it because we're on a game show. I thought that was going to be the final question.
I applaud you, sir. You win for $5 million.
Okay. All right, Kevin. Well, get back to your job as a late-night mattress salesman.
Maybe I will. Oh, geez, you guys want to buy some mattresses, please? I'm dying here.
The sale. All right.
What about the associate?
Nick, take us out.
You chumps, I'm going to have to confiscate this podcast, and we're going to have to close it down. This is Shield Level 4. We're going to have to close this down. I'm getting out of here. Kevin, lock her down.